Good morning. Would the staff at the state penitentiary please introduce yourself for the record?
Rochelle Ambo, Deputy Warden.
Reginald Labrelle, classification.
Jane Babel, offender record.
Cindy Park, Nurse Practitioner.
Tanya Faust, hospice nurse.
All right, thank you. And we have our first case. That's Mr. Burton. Good morning, Mr. Burton.
Go ahead and talk.
Good morning.
Morning, sir. Could you introduce yourself? Tell us your name and your DOC number.
Fritz Burton. 105246.
All right, and you're here this morning, Mr. Burton, seeking a commutation of your sentence. You were sentenced in 1984 to a life sentence for a second-degree murder in Orleans Parish. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Your case this morning has been assigned to Mr. Pete Freeman, seated to my far right. Would you answer his question?
Good morning, Mr. Burton. How old are you?
66.
Okay, and how long have you been in jail on this charge?
40 years and a half.
Okay, and what's your educational level?
Got my GED.
Okay, you got it while you was incarcerated?
No, sir, I had to get it when I was joining the military. I had to have it to get in the military.
Okay, tell me what happened with the military. Says you in AWOL. Did you leave without permission?
Well, they wouldn't. I guess I could say that because I had sent somebody back home to come up there where I was at, and they wouldn't let me do it. They wouldn't let me borrow no money, so I had to lay there, and I did go AWOL. But
All right. I've read your statement, and so have my colleagues on this instant offense. Just give me a brief statement of what was going on in your life at that time, and why did you commit that offense?
Well, I was going out to meet a friend of mine, and we were supposed to go somewhere, but we ended up not doing it. And we got mixed up in that crime. If I could get back in time, I'd change it.
I understand that, but how did you get mixed up in the crime? What was your part in the crime?
Well, I kind of like help. Well, I did help him. But I was holding a pillar over one person's face.
Okay, were you on drugs, alcohol back then?
No, sir.
So what was your reasoning behind committing the crime? Was it financial? Was it just out of meanness? I mean, what was your reasoning for doing that to that lady?
Well, it was done because of a house and some money and stuff like that.
So y'all were trying to get control of her house, and
Well, when we did, it wasn't planned. It just happened like that. And when we finished, and we left, I felt kind of bad. Well, not kind of. I did feel bad because it was something I had never done. And I've been punishing myself for about 40 years and a half.
okay. Looking at the Leo, you got no comment from the judge, no comment from the district attorney's office, which is normal, it's all blanket, same thing with the sheriff. Opposed is the chief, unopposed is your niece, Tanya Burton, but she states that she could not provide you housing. And also your brother's unopposed, but he would rather see you in a halfway house. Opposed is the victim's niece, which she's strongly opposed. Where will you plan on staying if you get out?
I'd like to go to a nursing home.
Hey,
Yes.
is there anything set up for him to go to a nursing home?
Yes, sir. We have arranged for him to be placed in River Oaks if he should get approved for parole. He, last year, he became acutely ill and he actually became very confused for a lengthy period of time, secondary to being septic from the rhinovirus. And I believe the last time he came to talk to you, he was unable to even say very much. I wasn't here at that time, but I believe that that's when he was trying to recover from the altered mental status from the rhinovirus and just being septic and sick for so long. Since then, we've diagnosed him with pretty advanced Parkinson's disease. And there's also a good chance that at that time, because his Parkinson's disease is very advanced, that he was a little confused because of that also. But we've now got him on medications and he's improved significantly. He does have the shuffling gait when he walks, but he is able to walk, bathe himself, feed himself. But he is very mentally slow. He'd be a good candidate for a nursing home. So if he should be placed in a nursing home, should be approved, we do have nursing home arranged for him. He has been living in the skilled nursing unit, though, in the near future, because the medicines for Parkinson's have worked much better than we anticipated. He will be going to the assisted living dorm if he should continue to stay here.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, thank you. Mr. Burton, I've seen you've taken quite a few classes. And you've done well with your classes. What class sticks out the most for you? Which one you learned the most from?
Victims' rights.
Okay, looking at that. Okay, what did you learn from victim awareness?
Well, I learned that things happen in crazy ways sometimes. And they have a lot of controversy about what causes this and what causes that. And things just get a little on the wacky side sometimes.
You had an armed robbery back in 78. What was that about? Do you recall?
An armed robbery?
Yeah, it was dismissed, but what happened in that instance?
Well, I've never been arrested for armed robbery.
All right, you have a low risk. It says prior to your illness, you were working on the farm. What was your job when you was working at Angola?
I was on the range crew, working for the range crew.
You have 67 write-ups. Your last write-up was $10 2914 was your last write-up. Looks like it was a contraband. What was the contraband?
I'm not sure.
Warden, show what the contraband was.
Positive for THC.
Positive THC. Okay, I thought you said you never used drugs.
I didn't when I was in the free world, and I haven't up here. I don't like really taking drugs because I know what it do to people. But I can't use that as an excuse.
I have no further questions.
All right, is there anything else, Ms. Parks, that you'd like to share with us regarding his medical condition?
No, ma'am.
Okay, Warden Ambo, any comments?
No, ma'am, I don't have any.
Great. Mr. Burton, is there, anything you'd like to say to us before we vote?
Well, I've been wanting to get around my family again. Well, I'll be able to talk to them just to read on. I don't blame them for them wanting me to stay with them because they look at it the fact that if I would have been with them in these past few years, I'd be to them, I'd be holding them down, dragging them down, or being reliability on them. And I didn't want to do that to cause them no pain.
All right, well, thank you, sir. This is we're prepared.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Freeman.
Okay, Mr. Burton, you served 41 years in prison, which is a long time. I do think that you're no risk to the public. I grant you computation to 60 years. And as a condition of release, I order you to go to a nursing home approved by DOC and not to leave that nursing home unless approved by DOC.
Mr. Rushing.
Mr. Burton, based on overwhelming opposition from the victim's family, opposition from law enforcement, the nature of the crime, I consider you a risk to public safety. Therefore, I'm going to deny your request.
Mrs. Jackson.
All right, after hearing from the medical staff, Mr. Burton, it's clear that you are reaching the point that you cannot care for yourself effectively. You have been in prison for over 40 years, and because of your health, my vote would be recommendation. What was the 60 years? But that you be released only to a nursing home, and that you would have to remain there for the duration of your life.
Mr. Mirabella.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. My vote would be likewise the same as vote Mr. Freeman.
Mr. Burton, you've received 3 votes to commute your sentence to 60 years and 1 vote to deny based on the opposition that was expressed. My vote today also is to deny your application for clemency. I think you're in a spot now where you're receiving excellent care, which is probably the best place for you. The reason for my denial is that plus the very strong and adamant opposition that's been expressed. So today, sir, your application for clemency has been denied. Good luck to you.